Indiana Fever HC goes totally honest on Caitlin Clark and company's failure in Aces loss. Coming off a tough battle against the New York Liberty, the Indiana Fever secured a big win. Not only did they add another W, 88-71, to their record, but they also clinched a spot in the Commissioner's Cup final this season. However, since then, they've been struggling to find their rhythm on the court. And what was once a two-game winning streak has now turned into a two-game skid, as the Fever recently added another loss to their record, slipping from 6th to 7th in the standings. So, it's no surprise that head coach Stephanie White isn't sugarcoating her words. It all came down to the number 6 Indiana Fever walking into T-Mobile Arena to take on the number 5 Las Vegas Aces in the second matchup of their West Coast road trip. While ESPN had predicted a loss for Indiana, there was still optimism, especially with CC returning from a quadriceps injury and bringing renewed energy to the lineup. Yes, she had struggled in the previous game against the Valkyries, but given the overall talent on the Fever squad, fans had reasons to hope. And for a while, that hope seemed real as the Fever led 61-58 heading into the fourth quarter, showing poise against one of the league's best. But just as quickly, the Aces flipped the script, going on a 31-20 run in the final period and handing the Fever a frustrating 89-81 loss. Upsetting, right? Especially considering Caitlin Clark's ongoing shooting struggles, something that's typically her strength in the WNBA. CC went just 1-4-10 from the three-point line, one of her toughest offensive outings of the season. She also recorded 8 turnovers, further dragging down the team's momentum. But here's the thing, when you're going up against someone like Aya Wilson, every player has to give their all. Particularly when you are here for revenge. The Fever had no wins against the Aces last year. But did the entire team step up? Well, not really. So, White was right when she said, like I said pre-game, it was just trying to make everything as difficult as possible. You know, IS, one of the best players in the world. You're not gonna stop her, so we just needed to make it difficult. I thought AB did. And the thing is that Clark had caught this already a year ago. You watch her and it's just unguardable, she'd said. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. She's just that dominant. Whether it's her mid-range game, she can put it on the floor. She's just so athletic, but also she affects the game on both ends. But it was mainly Boston who gave it everything she had, dropping 26 points and grabbing 10 rebounds, 8 of them defensive, all while matching up with Wilson on the other end. But, of course, eventually, that was not enough. Aya Wilson still finished with a team-high 24 points, going 8-4-10 from the free throw line and 8-4-21 from the field. Aya did what great players do, they step up in the fourth quarter, White added. And that's exactly what happened. Wilson's teammates also stepped up big. Jackie Young added 19 points and 7 rebounds, while Chelsea Gray chipped in 18 points of her own. It was a collective surge that sent Indiana searching for answers, despite Boston doing everything in her power to contain one of the WNBA's greatest. Meanwhile, Indiana succumbed to their small mistakes that cost them big. When the Indiana Fever stepped onto the court for the first time this season, head coach Stephanie White had made it clear that defense was going to be their identity. With off-season additions like Natasha Cloud and DeWanna Bonner, the roster looked stacked with veteran toughness and defensive grit. But now, when that very skill set is needed the most, things seem to be unraveling. It's because DeWanna Bonner has now missed 3 straight games due to personal reasons, and in her absence, White has had to dig deep into her bench. She's been leaning on Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, and Damiris Dantas to fill the gaps. But in the Fever's recent matchup against the Las Vegas Aces, White made a surprising switch as she gave rookie forward Bree Turner minutes over the more experienced Dantas. After the loss, White explained her decision, saying it was more of a matchup thing. I liked Bree Turner's length and defensive ability on Aya Wilson. And while the strategy made sense on paper, the numbers told a different story. Turner, who's averaging just 0.3 points and 0.7 rebounds this season, logged only 6 minutes, finishing with 2 points and a rebound. It was a tough ask for a young player to fill Bonner's shoes, and the gap her absence has created is becoming more obvious with each game. As for when Bonner will return? So far, there's been no official update from the team.